Om Shuklambaradaram Vishnum Shashivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasanavadaram Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakuvaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunataya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param. Okay, so today we just have a very random session talking about Nama Japa or the importance of Japa in one's life and why this Nama Japa needs to be done. Now, all of us in our lives every day we are doing Nama Japa, we are chanting the names of the Lord, various stotras that we chant, various shlokas that we chant. Let it be Gita, Narayanyam, Bhagavatam, Veda mantras, whatever it is, we are all chanting the names of the Lord. That is Japa is continuously going on. But when we say Japa, it is merely chanting the names of the Lord. So just chanting Rama Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Shiva Shiva Shiva, or whatever it is. This is called as Japa. Now, the significance of japa or why people do japam, that is there, why it is very, very important in one's life is because it has got no niyamam at all. You can chant right from the morning till late in the night. There are no other niyamas or rules like you have to chant only post taking a bath also. Or maybe you have to sit and chant, stand and chant, sleep and chant. Again, no rules like this. Anytime you feel any distress in your mind, Nama Japa can be done. Again, there is no place limitation also. Anywhere that you are, in any form, whatever is the situation, condition, we can chant the names of the Lord. So this is the significance of Nama Japa. Now, why so much of importance is given to Nama Japa, or why people say that Japam should be done? Why should the names of the Lord be chanted? For this, you can go to Srimad Bhagavatam, reference Skanda 12, chapter number 3, verse 52, the last shloka. Skanda 12, chapter 3, the last shloka, shloka number 52. कृते यद्ध्यायतो विष्णुं त्रेतायां यजतो मखैः द्वापरे परिचर्यायां कलौ तद्धरिकीर्तनात्. It is said that in the Satya Yugam or in the Krita Yugam, the Lord was pleased by performing tapas, meditation, dhyayato, that is by meditating on the Lord. Vishnu was made happy. Tretayam yajato makhaihi. In the Treta Yugam, that is during the Ramavataram times, a lot of sacrifices used to be performed, and that's how the Lord used to be pleased. Dwapare paricharyayam. In the Dwapara Yugam, various pujas, worship, archana, and so on was done to the Lord. Kalau tat Hari Kirtanat. But in the Kali Yugam, what is expected is Hari Kirtanam, chanting the names of Hari. The fruits remain the same. In Satyayugam, what fruit was or what merit phalan was got by performing meditation, the same fruit is obtained by performing sacrifice in the Treta Yugam, same fruit by performing various rituals, pujas or so in the Dwapara Yugam, same fruit is obtained by merely chanting the names of the Lord in Kali Yugam. But unfortunately, we are not able to do that. And even for chanting merely the names of the Lord, the grace of the Lord is very much necessary. But what efforts should we put from our side? And at the same time, now if someone says, no, you have to do japa also, a question comes, right? 24 by 7, should I do only this? No, there are again niyamavalis for this. So, somewhat to some extent, today we will be looking at this, and I hope the session will be useful. Srimad Bhagavatam, Skanda 12, chapter number 3, shloka number 52 gives this reference. Also, you have a, I don't know how many of you might be following, but those who have heard the speeches, or you can say you have listened to Sri Muralidhara Swamigal Guruji, as popularly people call, or Swamiji. I think in South or so it is more popular. He also, in the various kirtanas, you'll have the Mahamantra Kirtana, which is very, very famous. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Even the typical tune that is there is famous of Muralidhara Swamigal. He also, in one of his kirtanas, what he says is, Ramanamam solvade kaliyil gadiyam adavum marandal adho gadiyam. Sorry for my voice. But he sings in this kirtanam wherein he says, Ramanamam solvade kaliyil gadiyam. That is, in this Kali Yuga, chanting the names of Rama. That is only Gadi, that is only way. But Adavam Marandal, if we forget that also, Adhogatiya, then it is total failure, total downfall, then nobody can help you. So, a very, very simple Kirtanam wherein he says, if you cannot chant the names of Rama, now how much time it takes, right? Rama, 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 Rama. If you just count for yourself, maybe less than a minute you chant more than 100 times. This also we cannot do, then it is Adhogati, right? That means now there is no other option for you. You have to just, that's your own karma, you can say. So, again, now whenever we say we have to do japa, there are different ways or different kinds of japa. I'll just show you. Now, while we do japa also, there are different categories in that. What is that? Let's have a look. Can you see the screen? Three kinds of japa. Now, what are the three kinds of japa? Vaikhari or Vaikhari, you can say. Upamsu and Manasika. Now, most of us, if you see, we are used to this Vaikhari japa. What is that? Wherein Ucharana, that is with some sound. Now, most of us now, if I say, I'll sing the Mahamantram once, all of you repeat behind me. Or the various bhajans, the Nama Sankirtana programs that we all attend, we listen. You go to various temples or so, there's some kirtan is going on. They're all, if you see, all this Vaikhari japa is being done. This is the easiest form of japa or the first level of japa. Wherein now you see it becomes, for this Vaikhari, this form of japa, you don't have to put in more efforts also, because automatically someone is singing. Now you would have seen for yourself. Say you go to a temple or so, some bhajan or kirtan is going on, someone is singing there. Automatically, when that sound falls on your ears, we also start singing, right? We also start following with them. Nobody needs to tell us, but it comes, but natural. Someone is singing, it becomes very easy to repeat behind them. But when it becomes easy, when the sound or when with lot of ucharana, loudly when something is being done, I sing something, you repeat after me. So this becomes easy. Second level of japa is upamsu. Upamsu meaning a humming sound. Some people, if you see, when you would have noticed, when they chant, they'll do. Now, maybe in the audio also it is not very clear, but the japa is going on. There'll be some lift movement, there'll be some sound that is just to indicate that, okay, I am chanting something, some kind of japam is going on. And the third and the highest level of japa or an expert should take up is the manasika japa, wherein there should be no external sound, no ucharana, no humming sound. In the manas itself, that is in the mind itself, japa should take place. Men with the Yajnopavitam Trikala Sandhyavandanam, when you do, the Gayatri Mantra Japa is the Manasika Japa, wherein people know that you're doing some kind of japa, but you're not going to chant it aloud. At the same time, there should be no humming sound, nothing. This is Manasika Japa. Now, to develop this Manasika Japa, that should be the ultimate goal. But that also comes with time, right? Someone directly says, okay, from today onwards, you just take up this Manasika Japa, some Nama of your choice, you should chant every day. There again it is a problem. Now, how in a day or so, when we don't have practice, suddenly to take up something new, it is difficult, right? But yes, with the course of time, with practice, it does come. But the first step we should know, these are the three kinds of japa which are to be done. Now, next is, how should japa be done? Now, for doing japa, now mostly if you see, what is being said is you should get a diksha also from a guru. That is, some initiation needs to be done. But all this is also not needed for merely chanting the names of the Lord. What you can do is, if you get someone, a guru, you can just tell that person that you please chant this mantra once and I will repeat after you. This is a simple thing which you can tell a guru. Now, why this also is being told is so that we also follow the tradition of getting a diksha or the guru telling and then the shishya repeating. The second benefit of this is there are no mistakes, right? The guru will always pronounce in the right way, and then we repeat, then we learn it, it makes a difference. But if it is not at all possible, I'm not able to find a guru, does it mean that I should not start with japa at all? Definitely you can start. Like we already discussed, there are no niyamas for chanting the names of the Lord. If you feel like chanting, if that thought comes to your mind, that itself is the grace of the Lord, and you should immediately start before the thought goes away. Because our mind is like that, right? One second a thought comes, next minute it will go away, something else will come. So if a good thought or a good thing comes, we have to hold it so close that before it runs away, we should ensure that we keep it safely. So next is, how can a japa be done? Now, for doing japa also, now you see some people go to this special kendras, or you can say a very silent place, this and that, meditation centers. Why so they go? So that there is peace of mind, there is silence around, you're able to focus, concentrate, and so on. But in our everyday life also, we should do. Every day you cannot go to the forest, or you cannot go to a meditation center, this and that, right? But yes, definitely in the puja area of the room you can do. Or maybe if a puja area also you don't have it, maybe in the kitchen area you can sit, or any room, even in the hall or bedroom, wherever is convenient, maybe one corner of the room, you can ensure that you sit in that place only every day. Now why so? Because the environment is that way, right? Now say for some people, while studying or maybe doing something, you sit at the same place, concentration develops, and you're used to that place, right? So that aura that we say, the surroundings also matter a lot. So maybe in one corner of the room you can sit. You should not sit on the floor, bare floor. You should maybe put a mat also, on that you sit. People who cannot sit down, then maybe you can sit on a chair also, but on that chair also you should put a mat. You should not sit on a bed or maybe a sofa and things like that. Sit on the floor only. If floor is not possible, people who cannot sit down, on a normal chair you can sit. Plastic chair also is preferable without those cushions. And maybe you put a mat or maybe a towel or something. Use that same thing. It should be used only for japa, right? And usually you should face the east direction and do east west direction. You sit and do the japa. Japa as such can be done at any time of the day. So maybe in the morning you can do, or in the evening you can do. Those who have a habit of getting up early, or maybe you can develop this habit of getting during the Brahma Muhurtam time, or at least around 5, 5:30 you do it. Or in the evening after 6, between 6 to 8, or in the morning 4 to 6, 7 maximum. You can do this japa, you can start this practice. 10 minutes every day, 5 minutes every day you can start. As much as you want, you can extend it. Yep. Now, how should japa be done? How many times should we do a japa? Now, usually if you see, people have this habit of keeping a japamala. Now, a japamala that is there is something which is very useful because we are able to keep the count, right? Now, usually a japamala, if you see, has got 108 beads, and the biggest bead, or maybe I'll just show you a picture so you can see the. Yeah. If you can see on the screen, there is a japamala. I'm just showing you a picture. So this red color thread that is there, there's some other picture. This is clear. This red color thread, that is the beginning. Now usually those who cannot see the screen also, if you see, there is a normal japamala. Beads are 108. the thread will be there, right, in one corner, and the bead which is there below the thread, that will be big. So that the bead which is there below the thread, that is called usually the Krishna bead or the head bead, right? Usually in organizations like the ISKCON also, they'll call it as a Krishna bead. You can call it as anything, or the head bead. That is where HEAD, head bead. So that's from where you start the japa. You start from there, and then while you end, again the thread comes. So you know, okay, you have completed one round. So 108 times Anama has been chanted. Now, say for example, like this, you wish to do, say, 2-3 rounds of japa, right? Now, what people usually do is they will complete one round, and then you have to start immediately with the second round. But now, when you know that you have completed one round, that means you start from the Krishna bead and you conclude at the Krishna bead. So again, you can feel the thread in your hands, right? Now, to start with the second round, it is said that you should not cross over the Krishna bead and go. That is, you should not cross over the thread and again start. Then how you should do is, you should turn the mala around. That is, in a clockwise direction if you are doing, and you reach the end of the thread without crossing over the Krishna bead and starting the next round, what you do is you just turn the mala around. So from there again you start. So if you have a japa mala bag or so, initially what you do is, maybe you can initially with practice it comes, but at the beginning, it will get tangled. Your hands will get tangled also in that bead. The bead will get around our hand and so on. So all these things we have to be careful. But it is said that you should not cross over the Krishna bead and go. So to do this, what you can do, you can turn over the mala, right? And from the other side, again you start with the second round. Again, as you complete the second round, you reach again to the Krishna bead. Again, you should not cross over. If you want to start with the third round, turn over the mala and start. Yeah. So this is those who wish to do with the Japamala. You get the Japamala bag and so on. So like this, there are many ways in which Japam can be done. Now in some, again, I think if you go to ISKCON, you get those bags, and on online Amazon also these Japamala bags are there. Now why keeping a Japamala and a Japamala bag is very important is, so that wherever you go you can carry it, and at the same time, you see some people, when we do japam also, you sit down, right? So the mala comes at your feet, even though our feet are cross-legged or so, it will touch our feet, it will touch the floor and so on. That should not happen. So to prevent such things, the mala is kept inside the bag. But now in most of our houses you will have a japamala, right? But say the bag and things like that are not there. So in that case, what you have to do is, you can keep a cloth. It's a puja cloth only, you can keep it. So while you sit over your lap, you can keep that cloth, and you should keep another cloth to cover your hand. While we do japa also, the mala should not be seen outside. So you yourself also should not see, and people from outside also, oh, this person is doing japa also, we should not show the japa mala. Why? A simple reason why it is said is, whenever we chant the names of the Lord, though now all this doing Japamala for a count purpose and so on we do. But moreover, there is no limitation to chant the names of the Lord. There's no fixed number, right? Only 10 times, have to chant 20 times, and we need not have to, we don't have to tell the world also how many times we are chanting. At the same time, I myself also should not say, okay, 1, 2, 3. So that's the reason why it is said that you should always keep the mala covered, so that your focus is also there. You're not only seeing the mala, as well as others are also not seeing the same. So therefore, those who don't have a japamala bag also, what you can do is, you keep a cloth over your lap. Over it, you keep the japamala, and with another cloth, or if the cloth itself is big, with the same cloth you can cover your hand while you do the japa. Now for those who wish to do the japa without the japamala, that is also fine. So you can maintain the count at your end. Now, again, men who do the Trikara Sandhya Vandanam, you know the count of the Gayatri Mantra. In the same way, you can keep the count. Women also, any way that you wish, you can keep the count. Some people have this habit of counting on their fingers, right? Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not with their whole fingers. One finger, if you see, it is divided into three. You have those lines in between, right? So that way, if you count, you get in a hand, there are about 15, right? Now, there is a, those again coming back to the Japamala part, those who are using the Japamala, always remember, you should touch the Japamala with your thumb and the middle finger. The index finger, that is a pointed finger, should never be used because it is said that now there are many reasons for this. One of the most popular reason is the index finger also is a sign of ego or ahankara. That's the reason it is said you should not point fingers at someone and so on, right? Or someone, sometimes when we get angry, we show our pointed finger and we speak. So that's the reason while we do japa also, we should be totally humble, down to earth. That's the reason the pointed finger should never be used. With the middle finger and the thumb, you can scroll over the japa mala and do the japa. Now, till here is everyone able to follow? Yes. Now next, coming to the count. Now what count should I maintain while I do the japa? There is no fixed count. Like if you use the japa mala also, it will be 108, but it can be anything of your choice. 3, 5, 11, 21, 51, 108, 501, 511, 1008, or anything. Some people, what they do is they will not keep a count for say 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. They will continuously chant the names of the Lord, or for some time till they feel they will chant and they will. This is also fine. Now, say if you decide I want to chant for 5 minutes, you will keep looking at the clock, right? When 5 minutes are over. So instead of that, say you can keep an alarm also. After 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever it is, it will ring, you can stop. Now, these are all different ways in which japa can be done. Again, there are no niyamas for this. Most important is chanting the names of the Lord. So these niyamas we can follow. Next, now these are the various mantras. A few mantras I have jotted down, so you can see on the screen. I will later share on the few groups also. Where moreover, if anyone wants to take a screenshot, you can do the same. So these are all different commonly chanted mantras. You can chant any mantra of your choice, Ishta Devata mantra or any mantra, whichever you like, you can chant. So I'll just chant a few mantras. I've just written it in English only. As far as possible, you please note down the pronunciation because typing becomes easy and everyone can read. But the mantras, like say for example, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, though I've written a double A, some places you have to be careful, like Om Namo Narayanaya. These are all common mantras. We will not make mistakes, but we have to be careful. In the English script, at times A and a double A, we have to be careful when we chant that, or else pronunciation will change. So these are a few mantras which are chanted. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Ganapataye Namaha for Ganesha. Now you can also do it this way. You can chant the same mantra every day. That is, from this you choose any one mantra and you chant it. Or depending on the days of the week, like for Monday Shiva, Tuesday Ganesha, and so on. That way also we can chant. So it's your choice. Or you stick to the same mantra always, that is also fine. Or one week you choose one. So all this is, yeah, everyone's choice. These are just a list of general mantras which can be chanted. Then Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Ashtaksharam, Dvadashaksharam, and so on. Then the Taraka Mantram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijanavallavaya Swaha, in praise of Krishna. Om Rama Ramaya Namaha. Then the Mahamantra. Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. The Mahamantram can be chanted. Then for Lord Subramanya, Om Shri Subramanya Swamine Namaha. Then the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्. Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Then for the goddess, Om Shri Durgayai Namaha. Om Shri Kalikayai Namaha. Kali Devi. Om Shri Mahalakshmyai Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Balaparameshwariyai Namaha. Balaparameshwariyai is in general for Shri Sharada, or a form of Durga. Om Shri Tripura Sundariyai Namaha. So again for Tripura Sundari in general for goddess Parvati, Rajarajeshwari, for that Tripura Sundariyai Namaha. Then this Hari Om Tat Sat are general mantras which are chanted. Now many times when people do japa, they will prefer chanting small mantras like say Hari Om or maybe Rama Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Just that the name, so that it becomes easy to concentrate and to chant also. But yes, these bigger mantras can be chanted. So in this list I have mentioned all the mantras. So as convenient, whoever wishes, you can choose one and chant. Then Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. This is one mantra like this: Om Shri Ramaya Namaha, Om Shri Shivaya Namaha. These are different ways in which various deities are worshipped and they are chanted. But please, if those who don't know, especially Sanskrit also, you cannot, it is preferred that you ask someone who knows and chants. Like some people, they don't just, you have heard somewhere it is Krishnaya, for everything they will chant it that way. So that is wrong. Sanskrit rules also are there. Whenever Nama comes, you have the Chaturthi Vibhakti which is used. Like for example here, Krishnaya, Vishnave, there is a difference, right? Shivaya, Krishnaya, Shivaya is same. Vishnave, that differs. So because of various rules, Vishnu it ends in O, Krishna, Rama it ends in A. So like this, there are different rules that are to be followed. So here we have to be careful. Just because of everyone is chanting Krishnaya, I'll also chant Vishnaya. Then it is wrong. So little we have to be careful while we know the rules also. So it is always better that if you don't know something, you can ask a learned person also, or refer to the mantras given in this list. Om Shri Krishna Namaha. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. For Hanuman, Om Shri Sharavana Bhavaya Namaha. For Lord Muruga. Then Swamiye Sharanamayappa. For Lord Ayyappa, Shasta. Then Shri Rama Rama Rameti. Rame Rame Manorame. Sahasranama Tattulyam. Ramanama Varanane. Three times that we chant for the Vishnu Sahasranama, Phalashruti. This shloka also is chanted. Om Namo Venkateshaya. Om Namo Narasimhaya Namaha. For Lord Narasimha. Then these are all Upanishad Vakya. Om Soham. Om Tattvam Asi. Om Aham Brahmasmi. Om Ayamatma Brahma. So these are all Upanishad Veda Vakya. Om Shri Surya Narayana Swamine Namaha. Next, these are all Jugal mantras. We call this as Jugal mantra. Sitaram, Radhesham, Radhe Krishna. You say one, immediately the other is said, right? That is together, like a compound word. They are called Jugal mantras. Shri Sita Ramachandrabhyo Namaha. Shri Uma Maheshwaraya Namaha. So these are Sitaram, Radhesham, Uma Maheshwara. We chanted together, so that's why it is called Jugal mantras. Next few mantras are Sharanam mantras, that is to surrender. Shri Rama Sharanam Mama, Shri Sita Rama Sharanam Mama, Shri Ramachandra Sharanam Prapatye, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, and in general for any goddess, Shri Matre Namaha. So these are few mantras which you can choose and chant. Apart from this, like I told you, any name of the Lord can be chanted like Rama Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Shiva Shiva Shiva, or anything of your choice, Ganesha, goddess, and so on. Some people chant names of their Ishta Devata, some people will chant names of their Kula Devata. So it's all one's choice. These are all few common mantras which are chanted. You can use a Japamala to chant, or you can use your own hands or anything. I think nowadays you get those counters also. Some people will have those watch kind of a thing. So anything you can use to chant, or in other ways you don't wish to keep a count, time also can be kept enchanted. Or in general, some people they will not wish to keep account, no time, nothing. For whenever you feel distressed or whenever you feel like doing, you do it. But yes, as a niyamam, as a discipline, every day if we start doing this, it becomes a very very good habit of doing nama japa. Yeah. Now this is one kind of a very popular form of japam that we saw, that is wherein we sit in one place and we chant. Now there is also another popular form of japa, that is likhita japa. That is, we write, right? Now most of you would have taken this up at least once in a lifetime, wherein for certain temples also they will tell. Now we are for a particular temple you have to write Ramanamam or Ramajayam, or maybe any mantra of your choice, the same mantras which you're seeing, just in a likhita form, in a writing form. Now, why Likita Japa is important is because while we do Likita Japa, one advantage is there are less chances of losing concentration or focus. And our focus increases, in fact, because while we are chanting, only inside our mind we are doing it, right? Eyes are going here and there, hands are going here and there, concentration keeps moving. Whereas while we are writing something, all our senses have to be focused. Your eyes are there, your hands are also working, then you have to be focused at the same time. With your mouth you're chanting the mantra, so you see focus increases more than chanting something. When you have to write something, focus increases, right? So that's the reason likhita japa is something which is very very important. Especially for likhita japa, you see some people will again choose small mantras only, like rama rama rama, krishna krishna krishna, and so on. A simple reason for this, because it becomes easy to write, right? Now for Likhita Japa, what you can do is, whoever wishes to take up, you have to use those single line books, so that you don't have to. Some people will use those blank pages also, but then you have to draw lines and things like that. So it is better you use a normal single line notebook. And as far as possible, with a red color pen, you can write. Why with a red color pen? Red color is bright, right? So to our eyes also, again, concentration or focus increases, and we are able to write, and again focus also stays. You can use any color pen. Some people will use those color pens and all. Most important is to write, right? So you can do anything of your choice. Again, this also for say 5 minutes every day, or one page. It is preferred that you can start with one page. So a small notebook or so, you take up one page, you write. Or if you are taking that long notebook, say half a page or something, or as convenient. Now there is no time limit, no limitation for this, but yes, these things are done just to develop this practice of likhita japa, that is there. And then later, maybe over the years, when you see, or maybe over a month, you say you start this year, at the end of the year you see you would have filled some few notebooks, right? Then when you look back, you have a sense of satisfaction, a sense of happiness. Oh, I spent my time, some time of this year, doing something good. So this is the main, again, the purpose of japa. Now this were two forms of japa. One is nama japa, which we chant, and second is likhita japa. So these are two popular forms, or this is how japa is done. Both can be taken up. Now there are many people, like say all blessed souls, Dhruva, Prahlada, Valmiki, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Namadeva, Ramdas, Mirabai, Gaurang Maharaj, all of them, they have attained moksha also by chanting, uh, by practicing this. कलेर्दोषनिशे निधे राजन् अस्ति एको महान् गुणः कीर्तनादेव कृष्णस्य मुक्तसङ्गः परं व्रजेत् कृते यद्यायतो विष्णुं त्रेतायां यजतो मखैः द्वापरे परिचर्यायां कलौ तद् हरिकीर्तनात्. If you want, you can note this down. 51, 52, Srimad Bhagavatam, Skanda 12, Chapter 3. म्रियमाणैरभिध्येयो भगवान् परमेश्वरः आत्मभावं न्ययत्यङ्ग सर्वात्मा सर्वसंशयः कलेर्दोषनिधे राजन्नस्ति एको महान् गुणः कीर्तनाद् एव कृष्णस्य मुक्तसङ्गः परं व्रजेत् कृते यध्यायतो विष्णुं त्रेतायां यजतो मखैः Dwapare paricharyayam kalau tad harikirtanat. So one good thing of Kali, which Shuka tells Parikshit, Rajan asti ekaha mahan gunaha, kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. Chanting the names of the Lord, Krishna helps in attaining mukti. And then the next shloka that we saw, Krite yadhyayato vishnum. So this is the significance of japa. Also great people, I give you a few examples like Mirabai also, they have also attained bliss by chanting this nama. Moreover, in one day or so, if we take up this practice of japa, let it be likhita japa or nama japa, we spend less time in getting distracted, becoming sad or so, and it helps in warding off negativity. At the same time, it helps in increasing concentration, and further there is less time to think about other distractions and other negativities, and sometimes we spend in doing something useful. So this is one more method why this japa is chanted. Now, while we do japa, one important part that is there is the mantra that we chant. Now, usually in case of a shloka, stotra or so, we go slow, right, or in medium speed because we have the text in front of us, we have to read through that. But in case of a mantra, what happens is we already know it. Say, for example, Rama Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna. You're not referring to anything. So, therefore, automatically at times, if you see, the speed becomes too much, or at times we go very slow. So, that should not happen. Again, it should be a proper speed. You chant it fast, slow, it's okay. But it is always better you go in a normal speed so that again you don't lose track, or again excess of anything is bad. So going too fast or at the same time too slow can also hamper the purpose of the japa. So again normal speed there is something which is important. Moreover, it is said that a very important there was a person called Ram Prasad Sen. He belonged to Bengal, West Bengal, a great poet, you can consider, a great devotee of goddess Kali. It seems that he was a scholar, but merely by chanting the names of goddess Kali, it seems that he got darshana. So again, why I gave you this example is Ram Prasad Singh. Just by chanting the names of the Lord, you can also get divine darshana, which is the simplest way in Kali, and there is no, again, let it be Kali Yuga also, or whatever it is something which can be practiced by everyone, a small child, an elderly person. At the same time, there is no excuse also that we can give that no, I will not be able to practice this, I don't have time, and so on. 5 minutes everyone can take out. So, this was all about Nama Japa, which I wish to share with all of you. So, maybe all of you, as you wish, you can take up. If you want any japa or any mantra also to be taught or to be said once and then repeated, maybe you can get in touch, or you yourself also can start with any japa of your Ishta Devata, Kula Devata, or anyone from this list of mantras. You can also start the practice of Likhita Japa, whoever wishes. Maybe as an initiative also, we will start maybe as a WhatsApp group or something. Let's see how that works. But Yatha Shakti, however you can start taking up this. Yeah. So with this we will stop here. यदक्षरपदं भ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व पुरुषोत्तम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष जनार्दन कृष्णार्पणमस्तु।